All right, we have another beautiful fall day here in Arizona, and we're going to visit former Fort Bowie. Come along for the tour. All right, folks, I'm at the trailhead for Fort Bowie. It's a national monument. Let's check it out. Okay, folks, I'm on my way to former Fort Bowie. Another beautiful fall day here in Arizona. Let's check it out. All right, folks, we can see the foundation or the ruins of the former mining camp. And it was where a man named Jesse Millsap lived. He actually died when a dynamite charge went off in 1929. And he's actually buried in the Bowie Cemetery just north of here. And we have a beautiful panoramic view. All right, folks, I'm about a half mile into the trail, and so I've got about another mile to go. So let's check it out. I know it's hard to believe, but there was actually a military encampment here. And this is all that remains from the Butterfield Trail. And right ahead of us is Mount Dos Cabezas. And we can even see the old cemetery. We'll be there shortly. Okay, we know that Post Cemetery actually predates Fort Bowie. In fact, soldiers of the California Column were buried here in 1862. In 1885, a fence replaced the original adobe wall, and 2 years after that, in 1887, the wooden grave markers were replaced by granite ones. Apparently, the current grave markers are all of wood construction, and so the granite ones have been replaced. All right, folks, we can see at the end of the row from right to left and in front of you, this is the grave marker of Little Robe. He was the son of the famous
Apache Indian chief. And he died here at the age of 2 on the 10th of September, 1885.
All right, and here's a panoramic view from Post Cemetery. All right, well, this is about all that remains of the Chiricahua Apache Indian Agency. It was managed by a man named Thomas Jeffords, and he governed around 900 Chiricahua Indians here for a year in 1875 and 1876. And we can also see an Apache camp. And it looks like it's complete with a wickiup, or a small hut, and a crude shelter right behind it. And life in the camp usually centered around the wife's extended family. Husbands were responsible for the wife's family. Men hunted, and women harvested and prepared the food. Okay, we can have a better look at the wiki up here. And we can also see the crude shelter. All right, we also know that the village women actually constructed and maintained these wickiups, and camps were never permanent. Dwindling food supplies and conflicts with other tribes actually forced the Apaches to become nomads. All right, here we can see an old Indian spring. Apparently the Mogollon Indians were here before the Apache arrived from what is now Mexico. And disputes over water rights caused some severe conflicts between Chief Cochise and the California Volunteers. Evidently, there was an original Fort Bowie, and we're going to check that one out first.
All right, we can see some of the original foundations of the first Fort Bowie. All right, just a panoramic view for you here, just behind the original Fort Bowie.
And we can see the laundress's quarters here. All the ladies who did the laundry, this is where they lived. Not much left now. All right, you can see one of the original photos here of Fort Bowie. Notice the cavalry and the adobe structures in the background.
All right, folks, this is the former powder magazine. This is where they kept all the explosives and the gunpowder. for former Fort Bowie. Dates back to 1890. And just left to it, at the end of the trail, we find the gun shed artillery. Not much left of it. This dates also back to around 1890. All right, this is where they originally had the fire hydrant for Fort Bowie.
And we can see the second Fort Bowie. All the original adobe structures have been reduced to ruins. And we see the original guardhouse, dates back to 1886.
And we can see the remains of the Post Bakery. Dates back to 1886. We can also see what's left of the original corral and stables and the visitor center in the background. All right, this is a original photo of the U.S. mail at the Quartermaster Storehouse. This dates back to 1893. All right, folks, this is the original laundry and bathhouse, and only the foundations left. And the foundations of the former mess hall. This is where all the troops had their meals. And this is all that's left, obviously. All right, folks, this is Geronimo Band. And that's his group in captivity. And you can actually see Geronimo. He's got his arms on his hips there. Third person from the right. This dates back to 1886.
And we see an old photo of what the barracks originally looked like. This dates back to 1886.
And this is what the barracks look like currently. Just the foundations. And this is all that's left of the officers' quarters. All right, folks, this is a view of the commanding officers' quarters from a photo that dates back to 1885. Pretty amazing. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the little excursion out to Fort Bowie. Beautiful day. And I hope you're having a wonderful evening or a wonderful day, wherever you are. And we'll catch up in the next video.